so you've already heard it. You've already know it to be true. Facebook ads and funnels are dying. They don't work anymore. And I'm gonna give you the truth right here in this video today. And I'm gonna show you exactly what we're currently doing to be able to generate over a 400% return on our front end ads. Also how we did that in 2024 and our 2025 strategy and how we're gonna contract $10 million in new revenue. Pay attention. Well, I know you've been hearing that, but here's the reality.
It's actually not true.
Facebook ads are crushing it. Meta is still crushing it. If people are telling you that they don't work, it's because they don't know what they're doing. And also, it's not that all funnels are dead. We actually use so many different funnels over the years, because we've been doing this 7 years. And if you don't know me, you know, I've built multiple companies to 7 and 8 figures, and the same strategies have worked in all of them. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's really about simplifying down what you are doing. I'm gonna show you what we did in 2024 and what we're doing in 2025, how they're a little different, and how we're gonna get more out of what we're doing in 2025 by just simplifying down and doing one thing. Everything we've done works. All of those things work when it comes to like case study funnels, challenges, long form webinars, group funnels, tripwires, which are like self-liquidating offers. They all work. We've done them all. They all work. But when we simplify down, because we have a great sales process, so we do really well. By the way, links in the description if you're trying to hire sales reps. We do that. That's one of our services at the sales agency. But we have a great sales process. So we can use our sales process with our sales team to kind of hedge if marketing ever doesn't work on its own, like auto book calls. Now, before we get into the actual strategy, there's a few kind of house rules, if you will, fundamentals that you should know about marketing that you may not know. And I want to share those with you right now. Okay, so there is something called an awareness pyramid, okay? So this is my pyramid. Now, you might be asking yourself, Rob, why is that pyramid upside down? All right, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's separated into 3 parts, and it might not be what you think it is, okay? Up here, you got top of funnel. This is gonna be where the eyeballs are, new eyeballs, right? Maybe this is you watching me for the first time, and you're brand new to my channel, okay? That's top of funnel. It's where it's like, oh, hey, what's up? You know, this is my first time getting to know you. I don't care where you came from, okay? Because you're new traffic, all right? You're top of funnel. Over here, you got middle of funnel, okay? Middle of funnel is gonna be where you're being nurtured. So this is new awareness, new. Over here is nurture, okay? This is gonna be where you are no longer new. So for example, if this is your first time watching my channel, you may like this, right? And you may go to other videos on my channel and be like, oh my God, that Rob guy's so smart. And then you're gonna start seeing retargeting ads from us as well. That's gonna further nurture you. You might go to my Instagram and you might be looking at all the posts that we do all the time. You might go to my TikTok and may be a little bit disappointed because it's not that good, but then you're gonna see all these things that you're nurtured by, okay? That's called middle of funnel. All right, then over here you got bottom of funnel. So middle of funnel is more of the content you're constantly putting out, the retargeting ads that people are seeing. Bottom of funnel is gonna be your ask, okay? The ask is gonna be where you have what's referred to as a CTA, okay? A CTA is referred to as a call to action. So here's where most people get it wrong. They don't understand this, all right? So what they try to do is they try to market straight to, I'm gonna use a different color. People try to market straight to here, okay? So they run all their marketing to book sales calls. The problem is, as they get new eyeballs, they're not saying, hey, what's up? Let's handshake, I'm Rob, nice to meet you. They're straight up like, yo, what's up, marry me. Hey, marry me, right? And that's what they're doing. They're over here at the CTA. Like, dude, I don't know you, bro. Why are you asking me to do things for you? So this is where it's like bottom of funnel is where people are going first. We need to go top of funnel. We need to do something kind of extravagant or bold, or like, typically that's where people usually use like bolder claims or like kind of flashy stuff. Kind of like Tai Lopez used to do with the whole Lambos and books in his garage thing, right? That was just to get attention. Attention, or you've heard this term maybe from Gary Vee, attention is currency, right? Attention is currency. That's because if you know how to do step number 1, then that means if you get good at step number 2, you'll be able to do step number 3, and that's the cha-ching step. Okay, that's where the money's made. That's where you make an ask, okay? Want to buy my stuff? You like me already, you know I can help you. That's when they're gonna give you the money, okay? So that's how the 3 steps of the funnel work. So it's very important to understand this before I get into our actual strategy, because what we do in marketing has worked for so many years because we understand this process. Now, 2025, we have gotten ridiculously good at this middle step, okay? This middle step's kind of like the video you're watching right now. We're putting out incredible content consistently that's structured in a way that has been shown to be viewed on other channels, okay? Because we have a great market research team, we've got a great advertising team, we've got a great sales team. We're doing this part really well now. Whereas before, it was very much just this and this is really all we did. We didn't do much of this middle of funnel stuff, but we were still able to see a huge return last year, doing over $1 million on the front end by just doing these two things. So you could literally be awful at this whole middle of funnel thing where it's like, I'm not gonna nurture my audience, I'm not gonna follow up with them, I'm not gonna put out content so they know, like, and trust me. I'm just gonna jump up to them and say, yo, what's up, my name's Rob, marry me, right? That's how most people advertise, and you'll make money that way if you have a great sales team. So now that you guys understand these 3 steps, what I'm gonna do is erase all this with my really janky eraser. I don't know, you think I would get a new eraser at this point. But I'm gonna show you guys what we do for all of our funnels. So here's how we do our funnels, okay? This is 2024. I'm gonna write 2024 up here, 2024. All right, so here's what we did in 2024, all right? We went over here and we were running too many things. They were all working, but the more things you run, the harder it is to optimize them all. So we were running a group funnel. I'm just gonna put GF. A group funnel is gonna be where you have traffic. I'm gonna use a T for traffic. Okay, you have a traffic that goes to a 2-step funnel. So this is gonna be opt-in. Okay, that's where people give you a name, phone number, or email. And over here, it's gonna be a thank you page. And on the thank you page, you're gonna have them join whatever your free group is. I'm gonna put FG for free group. The free group is where you have all the content you're posting, you're nurturing people. This could be a Facebook group, this could be a school group, whatever that might be. This is where you nurture the people in that group. So when they join the group, you're then constantly doing the middle of funnel stuff, okay? We were running this, so this was option 1 that we were running. Okay, worked pretty well. Option 2 is where we did a case study funnel. Now this is where we had traffic. That traffic went to an opt-in page. That opt-in page, people gave us a name, a phone number, and an email in exchange for us giving them a short 8-minute video that showed them how we do the thing and how we've done it for other people to be able to help them succeed. And in this case, we're helping sales reps train up and get placed into really great offers. So we were showing them case studies on how we do that and who we've helped. And then from there, they go to a thank you page where we get them to book a call. And this says, hey, thanks, we sent your thing to your email. By the way, if you don't want to wait for us to reach out to you or you want to stop looking for answers, you could just book a call with us and ask us questions, right? At that point, we'd have a sales call, right? So this went to a sales call. So the difference with this group funnel is in the Facebook group, we had to nurture people to get them on a sales call with setters. Over here, it went from thank you page, they booked themselves onto a sales call. I'm gonna get into 2025 in a minute, but this is something we're still doing. We are also running, so we had our group funnel, we had our case study funnel. Okay, and then we had over here, lead forms. So I'm gonna put LF for lead forms. So lead forms is where we had traffic go straight to a Facebook form, okay? So the traffic, when they click on an ad, it just pops up a short form already that Facebook will give you. And a lot of time it pre-populates if you have an iPhone, right? So that's what makes the lead cost so low, but typically the intent, if you're unfamiliar with that term, intent of a prospect, meaning somebody that really wants to do something. When you remove friction, which means that when you remove how much harder it is for them to take an action, it's typically gonna show that they're less interested because they're not going the extra mile to take the action. So anytime you remove that, that's when the lead quality goes down. I'm gonna show you how we fix that in 2025. 2024 though, we were just running a lead form and then we had a thank you page that they could go book a call. Okay, so we did the lead forms. And we were doing all 3 of these in 2024 and they were all working, okay? So what we decided to do in 2025, so this is really good, right? But there's just too much. And so if you want to move really fast, you need to do less. So 2025, this is where things are getting crazy, all right? We simplified, we crazy simplified. So number 1, Remember I told you we're doing a great job with middle of funnel content? Instagram's one of those places we're doing a great job of that, not just YouTube. So we're running an Instagram funnel, okay? Here's how that works. We've got our traffic on Instagram. So we're gonna have our traffic you see on Instagram, and then that goes to DM us. That was a B, but I'm looking for a D, there we go. So DM us on Instagram. I'm sure you've seen some of those, right? Where it's like, you see the ad, it says DM me whatever, right? So it DMs us on Instagram. And then from there, we have a conversation. So I'm gonna put conversation to book a call, okay? So we're talking to them in the DMs and it's structured. We have a conversation structured in the DMs. This way you're not constantly thinking, well, what do I say to this next person? So we know exactly what to say to make sure they have finances, desire, and urgency for the thing that we do. And so this has been insanely profitable, super low cost. And the more that your Instagram is decorated as it relates to knowing what to post for content and knowing what's gonna help the viewers convert, and as your followers just naturally go up because people will come follow the page when they see the ad, things like that, it builds more credibility. You get the page verified, you have the blue check, builds more credibility, then people want to associate with you, right? So it's authority by association of credibility. And so this Instagram funnel, dominating. Okay, next we're doing lead forms. Okay, so we're still doing lead forms. These are the only two things we're doing, 2025. As of right now, me making this video in March and what we plan in January. So the lead magnet funnel is the same. We got our traffic, okay? This goes to a lead form on Facebook, right? Like we just talked about. The difference now is I added in a friction point. So I add in 2 questions. So I'm gonna put 2 Qs. These are 2 financially qualifying questions. Number 1, are you open to investing and spending money to solve this problem faster? Number 2, do you have X amount of dollars to invest? And I have different ranges from 0, from this amount to this amount, this amount to this amount, or would you need financing? So I got 4 options and they pick one of those. So those 2 questions are not auto-populated. So they have to actually take an additional step and do that. Then after that, we have them book a call, okay? Here's what we notice about this booking page when they go book a call with us. When you go to that, all you're gonna want there, all we have is Trustpilot reviews because we are the most credible company in our industry for the service we do with training sales reps and placing them, as well as staffing sales reps into online remote high-ticket sales companies. We are the most credible in our industry now, doing that for 7 years. So we have Trustpilot reviews on there, and then we have book a call with us, just a calendar link, and then some testimonials. That's it. Actually, I think we even took those testimonials off. So it's literally just Trustpilot, book a call with us, and then a 3-minute video that just briefly describes it. That's it. When we put FAQs and testimonials, written testimonials, video testimonials, it dramatically reduced our booking rate. It was actually really crazy. So we moved all of those onto our thank you page instead. So that's how that works for the booking page. This is all we're doing now. So what's crazy is we're getting a cost per book call from people that are top of funnel, meaning that like, I just met you, right? Rewind this video if you remember what top of funnel is. So we're getting calls booked on our calendar for under $100, okay? Which is insanely good when you can do the math around like, okay, if I have a show rate of 50%, meaning that calls get booked on my sales team's calendar, 50% of them show up and 20% of them close, that means if I spend $1,000, let's say every sales call costs me $100 each instead of less than $100, if each one costs me $100 and I spend $1,000 a day and I get 10 sales calls, 50% of them show up, that's 5 calls show up, 20% of them close, that means 1 of them closes, and I have a $6,000 product, that means I invested $1,000 to make $6,000. You don't have to be a mathematician to know that that adds up, okay? So this is all we're doing, and then here, it's even crazier. We're actually getting a booked call up here. So before I talk about that, the lead forms, we're actually getting a lead form of somebody that's being like financially qualifying themselves for under $15. And over here, we're getting a lead cost for $6. So every direct message conversation is $6. And then we're messaging all those people. We're sending them to a triage call, which is like a qualifying call first to make sure that they really do have the finances, desire, and urgency. Then we go from that call, which is referred to as an appointment setting call, to a sales call, which is where we actually take the call. So here on the lead form funnel, the book a call goes straight to the closer. okay? But over here, we have to go setter call, and the setter call goes to a closer. That's what makes this one a little bit more complicated to scale, because you know, if you have your traffic, you're DMing people on Instagram, and then you have to have an appointment setter and you have to have a closer. Well, you eventually have to scale the team up more. Versus here, you just spend more money, get book calls than everybody else that fills out a lead form. You could have an appointment setter also call these lead forms that don't book themselves in on a call and send those to a closer as well. And that's how you're really gonna be able to increase your margins. Because think about it, remember I said in that $1,000 per day example, I'm getting 10 calls, 5 show up, 1 closes for $6,000. That doesn't include any of the leads of people that did not book themselves in on a call. So if you have appointment setters calling them, and they can book an extra 10 calls, the only expense that you have for an appointment setter to do that is the commission associated with the sale. So then you could essentially double, right? You can make $12,000 for every $1,000 spent, and then pay out commissions on that extra $6,000, which is typically somewhere between 5% for an appointment setter and 10% for a closer. So 15% total of $6,000 is whatever you can, do that math. But you're essentially spending that plus the $1,000 from the ads to make $12,000. Again, you don't need to be a mathematician to know that this makes sense, okay? Now, this is our 2025 strategy. You can see how simple this is, okay? So just to recap, to make sure this makes sense, in order for this Instagram strategy to really pop off and to be able to hit these kinds of numbers like we are, like a sub $6 DM conversation, you need to have great middle of funnel content, which is like you're posting consistently on your stories. By the way, go follow me and you can go see this stuff at official Rob Quinn. You'll be able to see how we're doing our stories. It's behind the scenes of my life, and then how we're posting our content daily on the actual grid, the profile grid of Instagram. When people see that, your cost continues to go down because you become more reputable, you become more desired, right? That's what social media can do. So that's why this works well for the Instagram. For the lead funnel, it helps a lot when you have great testimonials. So if you have a product that's just awful and you're ripping people off, first of all, you need to fix that approach, okay? The product is your best marketing. If you keep marketing something to a shitty product and then you're not delivering results, eventually you're gonna have diminishing returns because you have to market more because less people wanna get on a call and less people wanna buy from you because they will do their homework on you. If you do your homework on the sales agency or Rob Quinn, you are going to see tons and tons and tons of great, reputable things about us, because over the last 7 years, we've done amazing things for so many people, so many business owners and so many sales reps. So anyway, that's how this process works. Again, I got links in the description, by the way, if you want to be able to see if you want to hire your own reps or you need some kind of resource or whatever for marketing. But this is our 2025 strategy. Take it for yourself. Use this thing. I'm telling you right now, this is the way to go, whether you're selling a $1,000, well, maybe not 1,000, but like a $3,000+ thing up to a $50,000+ thing, even $100,000. I can tell you that this will work, okay? Obviously, I can never guarantee anything because there's some dummies out there that mess stuff up when they shouldn't, but this is working exceptionally well for us. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel, all right, if you want to see more videos like this, and hit the bell. And let me know in the comments, what questions you have about this. I'll make some additional videos just about the questions you guys have down there. I go and respond to them myself. So that's all we got for you today. Kick some ass, man. Spend some money on marketing. The only reason you should be afraid to spend money is because you don't understand the workflow of your KPIs on what leads to a dollar out. So if you spend $1 in, you should know all the KPIs to make you X amount of dollars out. If you don't know those numbers, then you're gambling. Okay, marketing doesn't have to be that. So appreciate you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.